Good evening, this is Ryan Wilker Reviews. Today is episode 301, first episode season 3, episode 1 of Hell's Kitchen, coming June 4th, 2007, so we finally made it to season 3, picking up where we last went off. You know, we get a short recap, get Ramsey's introduction, we get a quick overview what happened to season Michael with his own restaurant, Heather with her own restaurant, and then boom, straight to season 3. Season 3, the editing is faster. It's more akin to what you see with modern Hell's Kitchen compared to seasons 1 and 2. Seasons 1 and 2 are pretty unique, but this is more so Hell's Kitchen-y, but still has some of the older charm. I think the first 5 seasons especially have that older charm. Season 6, they kind of hit gold and went running with all the drama. And then from there on, it gets way more overproduced. And even now, it's pretty over dramatic with some of these moments. But yeah, we get a comeback to a more faster editing style. And this is, if people were to see the Hell's Kitchen they saw, now this is just about the same thing. But yeah, so it starts off as always, signature dish competition. 45 minutes to cook the dish, classic every season. And yeah. It starts off the first 8 all do good. Vinny, Joanna, Rock, Josh, Bonnie, Eddie, Brad, Jen, none of them do good. Rock, notably, he's the third one. His dish seems alright, but he uses a pre-made nachi, and Ramsey just refused to eat it. That is the cardinal sin of the signature dish challenge, and this is the first time we see this. So he was disappointed in that, because it did seem like a good dish. Coming up, going 9th, Melissa had a steak that was delicious. After that, Julia, who is a Waffle House chef, served a fried chicken that was decent. Tiffany had a seafood platter that was good. And then Aaron, Asian cowboy as they call him, served this mixed finger food platter that tasted good but was messy. So, pretty disappointing for 2/3 of the cast. But, yeah, nothing super outstanding. We get to see some characters. Aaron is a character. Julia is pretty interesting. How she's a short order Waffle House chef, and she eventually gets to her progress throughout the season. We get to see how he reacts to pre-made food. We get to see there's some characters like Eddie and his his Kianika dish that stunts his growth. Vinny and his piss poor attitude. Yeah, it's a good introduction always. Teams are separated into genders again with the same sous chefs. Sous chef Marianne is solid, but you can tell as the first 3 seasons goes on, she gets more and more frustrated with the whole show and all the chefs and everyone involved. Blue team gets sous chef Scott, who is great. He's always great in all his seasons. He puts up with everything. He's rightfully gets mad when things happen. He's like American Ramsey, honestly. He's very funny, especially one of my favorite moments in him was last season. Giacomo, the way that he calls people stupid, the way that he chews people out is just hilarious. Before service, red team is already dysfunctional. People are already arguing and fighting, which is not a good sign. The blue team is working together. Brad steps up as a leader. Rock is helping Aaron because Aaron was struggling. And yeah, so right before the service, Ramsey gathers everyone up, and Aaron breaks down already, which is classic. Aaron is he's a teddy bear. Yeah, I know Ramsey has a soft spot for him, but he has a huge heart, and it sucks that he's not very good. But I feel like he's like another reincarnation of Dewberry. Big heart, unfortunately not very good at cooking. Next season, the big old guy with the big heart is a legend. But yeah, we'll get there in another 11, 10, 12, another 12 another 12 things, you know. Yeah. Service starts. First service, season 3. And this one is a mess. Before the first order comes in, Bonnie puts garlic in the risotto, which you're not supposed to do, which already starts an argument with Joanne. So before it started, Bonnie's arguing with Joanne. And as soon as they get their order in, Tiffany overcooks the quail eggs, and she's pushing Julia off her station. She does not respect Julia. Even so, she proved to be good during the signature dish, and she's not been ever shown to be incompetent. He just assumes because she's the Waffle House chef, pushes her right off the station. So already creating an argument between Tiffany and Julia. So Julia's already getting frustrated. Blue team, Vinny on apps, overcooks the spaghetti. Its risottos aren't good. Nothing he's sending out is good. And so in the first hour, no apps go out. Absolutely zero food leaves the kitchen. After an hour, Vinny runs out of the veggie stock for his risotto. It's how they ran out of veggie stock without sending out a single. I think he'd accidentally make one right at this point after an hour, but no, he runs out of veggie stock already. So he decides to use water instead. He says vegetables are mostly water. So he uses water instead of veggie stock. And when Ramsey tastes that, he spits it out and calls it a gnat's piss. So he kicks Vinny out to the dishes station, where he's delegated there for the rest of the night. 2 hours in, both teams are all still doing bad. Tiffany's still pushing Julia away, despite completely sinking the station. Julia breaks down and tears out of the frustration, which is very understandable. So Ramsey takes the team, yells at them for all the infighting, and kicks Tiffany off the apps. So both the original apps people are gone after serving, I think, pretty much zero. Brad gets put on the new apps, and he actually sends out 29 appetizers due to his good leadership. So good on Brad. As soon as the first entree order comes in, Aaron burns the chicken. So meat is not coming out, even though apps are going. Meanwhile, in the much more eventful Red Kitchen, Julia and Melissa send 17 apps out, which is good. But because of some miscommunications and some pettiness, Joanna, Tiffany, and Melissa continue to argue, which makes Ramsey even more mad. He's getting angry again, which he's been so pissed at the red team so far. Blue team, Aaron starts feeling ill and leaves. He has to go sit down and drink water and recover. So the blue team goes over to recover his meat station and find that all the meat is ruined. There's no meat left to serve, and they served 0 entrees. So nothing came out. All the meat got burnt and cooked improperly without sending anything. So again, you'd think something would have gotten cooked accidentally to go out. But yeah, that's all that happens. Everyone starts leaving because it's been 2 hours and about a third to a half of the tables have gotten their food. So after the liberation, Ramsay's pissed. Decides the women lose because of all the infighting. Joanna and Tiffany are both like, nominate Julia, she's a Waffle House chef. She cannot cook. And Melissa nominates Joanna and Tiffany, so thank you, Melissa, for that. The two definitely the worst people. And Tiffany gets eliminated. She made so many mistakes on eggs. She could not cook an egg, and she was fighting all night. I completely agree. I hated Tiffany. I think Julia is the Elsie of season 3. Drastically underrated, and everyone gives her crap for not having like formal experience. Because Elsie was the mother of 6, and Julia was a short order cook at Waffle House. So, you know, she gets a lot of hate from her team, despite being pretty solid. I think she is like one of the best people this season, but I'm gonna do it on myself. So that about does it, right? Pretty normal first episode, right? No scandals, right? Wrong. The mystery 13th competitor. This season starts out with 12, but there's actually a 13th competitor. There's in a deleted scene, there's a 13th contestant. I'm taking this from the wiki, and I've seen videos on this. The whole conspiracy. There's a male chef, pretty bland looking, who's referred to by JR. He was supposed to compete. You can see him in some shots of the signature dish challenge. I'm gonna try and find a screenshot to show you. But, oh yeah, I can see it in this shot. In this shot right here, there's an empty space right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's an empty spot right here. That's because he was kicked out. So there you go.
Please?
He makes me want to pee my pants because he...
And if you go right here, that empty space is now filled with some guy. This guy is known by JR, and he was kicked out during the signature dish challenge. And the reason this is, according to sources, is that he was spreading rumors about Joanna. She was spreading like really inappropriate rumors about her to other contestants, and he was making inappropriate comments to production or something, and trying to leak secrets. So he got completely disqualified during the signature dish challenge. He was attempted to be entirely wiped from the show. So there's a video
Let's go.
right here that I'm trying to show you a screenshot from. Okay, so this is what JR looks like. You can see that's the same shirt from earlier. He's still in some scenes, but he got completely scrubbed because of this scandal, and that's about the only scandal in the history of Hell's Kitchen. I mean, it's kind of interesting. But yeah, that does it for the first episode of Season 3. So, interesting scandal. Signature Dish Challenge is always fun with the character introductions. A terrible, yet entertaining service. And yeah, pretty great.